Okay, good evening. So we are here for our topic quadratic equation by completing the square. So in quadratic equation, please take note that the quadratic equation is an ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. That is a standard equation of the quadratic equation. But here in solving for quadratic equation by completing the square, we have to make sure this constant number should be at the right side. So which means all the variables will be at the left side, like this x squared, the 4 of x, and this negative 3, all any other constant number, kanang constant na walay variable, at ito na ibutang nato sa right side. It serves as a i-transpose nato. So we'll do is, the copy first the x squared, then plus 4x, and then equals, ang may tabo sa negative 3, transpose na tamay mo siyang positive 3. Okay. So, mauna ninaw na ito, before we can have the process of completing the square, we have to make sure ang left side are all variables and the right side is or are a constant number. So, kailangan na nato siya. Our next step is, we need to find for the formula in completing the square. Ano ang formula sa completing the square? We have b over 2 squared. Okay, again, b over 2 squared. Mauna siya ang formula sa completing the square. Asa na to napangitaon ang b? So, ang b na to is a numerical coefficient of a variable of x or any kind of variable. So, in the left side, aton makitaan ang b. Asa na to makita ng b is a variable nga iya harang exponent kay 1. Like for example, for x. Okay? So, for x, ang x niya, yung exponent ay 1. So, mo na to ang pangitaan sa b. Ang b is the numerical coefficient sa variable of x or any kind of variable. So, sir, ang x squared na abay b diha, wala. Because ang iyang exponent kay 2. So, which means, makita na to ang b wherein ang exponent lang sa variable is 1, like x, like a, b, c, or any kind of variable. So, atong kaon, ang b na to is 4. So, atong sulbon dere, okay, atong sulbon, ang b na to kay 4, so may siyag 4 over 2 squared. Again, mo ang formula so completing the square. So, itong buhaton is, i-simplify sa nato, what is 4 divided by 2? So, that is 2, and then copy the square. So again, ato sang i-simplify daan, i-divide sa nato before we can perform the squared. So what is 2 squared? Again, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 2 squared is 4. Okay? Para di mo maglisod, you can use the calculators. So kanang 4 nato, mo nato ang certain number nga i-add nato sa atong left o sa right. So ang x squared plus 4x, may mo siyang x squared plus 4x plus 4. Again, ang 4, mo to ang gibuhat using the completing the square formula. So, mo ni add na to para ma-complete square, perfect square siya. Equals, okay, 3. Diba? Natong 3 di, copy lang nato. And then, mag-plus pug ka og 4. So again, kung nag-add ka sa left og 4, mag-add po ka sa right og 4. So that is rules of equality in math, no? Kung nag-add ka sa left, mag-add po ka sa right. Okay? So at this point, this x squared plus 4x plus 4 is what you call a perfect square trinomial. O, trinomial man siya, perfect square trinomial siya. So wherein, if you factor out the perfect square trinomial, you will arrive to a perfect square binomial. So, ang technique na to is very simple. So, ang variable na to ang x, okay, variable na to x, so isuwat na to diha, x. Okay? Now, ang buhaton na to is, kay ang pag-factor na sa trinomial kani, mahimo na siyang perfect square binomial. So, pag-factor na to is very simple. Kang variable niya kay x, x at isuwat. And then, kung sa isuwat rin na to nga number. Kay normally naago na siya number diha. So unsa buhaton na to? We look at the number nga atong giad. Unsa giad na to nga number? Di ba 4? Okay? Ang buhaton na to, ang kanang giad na to nga number ato lang i-square root. So I will teach you a shortcut no sa buhaton na to. Shortcut ni. So ang 4 atong i-square root. What is square root of 4? So that is 2. Okay. So karon na kay x blank 2. Now unsay sign na to ibutang sa tunga para ma-perfect square binomial siya, ma-factor na siya. Atong tan-awon ang sign sa b. So ang sign sa b is a positive. So therefore ato ibutang diha positive sad. Okay? So therefore ang factor sa x squared plus 4x plus 4 is x plus 2 squared. Okay? So equals, you add 3 and 4, you get 7. Now, if you have x plus 2 squared equals 7, ang buhaton lang nato is, we perform now the extracting roots, no? Katong lesson 1 na to. So, familiar kay ang naong, no? Because ang main goal na to ani is to find the value of the x or the root of our values of your x. So, ang buhaton na to, atong again, squared man siya. So, ang first step, diba to, sa extracting roots, square root na to. So, square root to both sides. Square root the other side. So, since nag-square root man tanya na ay squared or exponent of 2, pwede na to i-cancel. Okay? So, nabilin karon is x plus 2 equals, now, para di ta maglibog, no, di na to i-simplify ang square root of 7 because by using calculator, ang square root of 7 is exactly 2.645 and so on and so forth. So para safe ta, ang buhaton na to, di na to i-simplify ang square root of 7. Kaya di man na ma-simplify. So ang butang na to na, that is positive or negative square root of 7. So at this point, napamay 2 di sir. So syempre ang square root of 7 is either positive or negative square root of 7. So ang buhaton to sa 2 is very simple. Kaya kailangan extra mabilin sa left side. So therefore, ang kaning 2 atong i-transpose. So mahitabo, your x is equal to negative 2. Kaya ang positive, mahimo siyang negative. Kung negative pa ni ang 2, pag transpose, mahimo siyang positive. And then, copy, positive, negative, square root of 7. So therefore, ang imong roots, ang roots nimo kay x is equal to negative 2 plus square root of 7, and the other value of your root is negative 2 and negative square root of 7. Okay? So, muna ito ang duha ka answer. So, to check, ako lang i-check ang usa. Kamu na lang i-check sa uban. So, again, atong equation, x squared plus 4x minus 3 equals 0. So at this point, your value of the x atong ibuhat ang negative 2 plus square root of 7. So that's negative 2 plus square root of 7 plus 4 negative 2 plus square root of 7 because that is the value of the x minus 3 equals 0. So karon, okay, ay kalimti ang square di ay tara. So at this point, pwede na nimo dito unog calculate na siya, no? If you're using a calculator, i-calculate lang input na siya. Like for example, this one. Okay? I have here a calculator. So on di ay, sorry. So karon pa using the calculator, pwede ran ako na, di ba, parentheses. Okay? The negative, so tara ang negative sign. And then humana na ang imong 2. Okay? Diba, plus, so you get here a plus, and then square root, so kaninga sign, then 7. Then humana na, diba, na is squared. Okay, na is squared, so butangan na to og parenthesis, pero diba kabantay ka pag parenthesis nimo more so nasud sa square root. So therefore ang buhaton delete sa nimo, i-click ni siya dapita nga side, okay, para malahi ang parenthesis. Then that is the time butangan nimo og squared, di ba? Na squared. Okay, tara. Plus plus, then human, you get 4, and then parenthesis na po, diba, negative 2 plus square root of 7, so that is negative 2 kani gamiton, plus the square root again, 7. Okay, and then ayaw dito ani kani i-click para to sa side, then parenthesis, then minus 3. Okay, I will have the equal sign now. Kung 0 ba ni siya, sakto akong answer. Okay, 0. So therefore, equals 0. The answer is correct.